Conor McDavid is making headlines, and the entire NHL is talking about it. A shocking $23 million contract rumor has exploded across hockey, but one trusted insider says there's a hidden truth that could change everything. So, what really happened behind the scenes? Conor McDavid is once again the biggest name in hockey. This time, it is not because of a game-winning goal or another amazing season. Instead, fans are talking about one question: how much will his next contract be worth? Over the last few days, reports and social media posts have claimed that McDavid could ask for more than $23 million per season on his next deal. If that happened, it would make him the highest paid player in NHL history. As expected, the rumor spread fast, and hockey fans everywhere started sharing their opinions. Many people quickly believed the number because McDavid is widely seen as the best player in the NHL. He has won major awards, led the Edmonton Oilers deep into the playoffs, and continues to produce incredible numbers every season. From that point of view, some fans argue that if any player deserves a record-breaking contract, it is Conor McDavid. Others believe the rising NHL salary cap could make such a massive deal more realistic than it would have been just a few years ago. But then the story took an interesting turn. Edmonton Oilers insider Jason Gregor pushed back against the reports. Gregor said he does not believe money has ever been McDavid's main goal. Instead, he pointed to McDavid's long history of putting team success first. According to Gregor, the Oilers captain has always been focused on one thing above everything else: winning the Stanley Cup. That response immediately changed the conversation because it came from someone who closely follows the team and understands the situation around the organization. Gregor's comments made many fans stop and think. Would Conor McDavid really ask for the biggest contract in hockey if it made it harder for Edmonton to build a championship team? Every dollar matters under the NHL salary cap. A contract worth more than $23 million would take up a huge part of the team's payroll. That could leave less money to keep talented teammates or add important players in the future. For a team trying to win the Stanley Cup, those decisions become very important. To understand why this story has become so big, it helps to look at where Conor McDavid is in his career. He has already proven that he can dominate the NHL. Year after year, he has led the league in scoring, won MVP awards, and helped the Edmonton Oilers become one of the league's top teams. But there is still one goal that stands above all the others: winning the Stanley Cup. That is why so many people believe his next contract will be about more than just money. It could shape the future of the Oilers for many years. The NHL salary cap plays a huge role in this decision. Every team has a limit on how much money it can spend on player contracts. If one player earns a very large share of that money, it becomes harder to keep other talented players on the roster. The Oilers already have several important stars who need to be paid. Building a championship team is not only about having the best player. It is also about having strong teammates, good defense, reliable goaltending, and enough depth to compete through a long season and the playoffs. That is why Jason Gregor's comments caught so much attention. He believes McDavid understands how important team building is. Gregor's view is that McDavid has always cared more about giving the Oilers the best chance to win than setting a new salary record. While fans continue to debate the rumored $23 million figure, there is still no official sign that McDavid has asked for that amount. At this stage, the number remains speculation, not a confirmed demand from the Oilers captain. Fans are now divided into two groups. One group says the Oilers should pay McDavid whatever he wants because players like him come around only once in a generation. They believe keeping the best player in the world should be the team's highest priority. The other group believes McDavid could choose a smaller contract if it helps Edmonton keep a stronger roster around him. They point to his past comments about winning and believe lifting the Stanley Cup means more to him than becoming the highest paid player in league history. For now, the hockey world is waiting for real news. Until Conor McDavid or the Edmonton Oilers make an official announcement, everything remains part of an ongoing discussion. What is certain is that his next contract will be one of the biggest stories the NHL has ever seen. Whether it is close to $23 million, lower than expected, or something nobody sees coming, the decision will have a major impact on the Oilers and the entire league. So the biggest question remains unanswered. When the time comes, will Conor McDavid choose the biggest payday in NHL history, or will he make the choice that gives Edmonton its best chance to finally win the Stanley Cup? Something big just happened in Montreal, and Kent Hughes is right at the center of it. New insider reports have Canadiens fans asking one huge question. Is another major move already in the works, and could it completely change Montreal's season before training camp even begins? The Montreal Canadiens have already been one of the busiest teams this offseason, but it looks like general manager Kent Hughes may not be finished yet. Many fans believed the Canadiens had completed the biggest part of their summer plans and were ready to head into training camp with their current roster. However, new reports from trusted NHL insiders suggest that Hughes is still looking for another important piece. So why is adding a top six forward such a big deal? The answer is simple. A top six forward usually plays on one of the first two lines and is expected to score goals, create offense, and help the team's best players succeed. The Canadiens have exciting young talent, but they still need more scoring if they want to compete with the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Kent Hughes knows that building a winning team takes more than one great offseason. It takes patience, smart decisions, and finding the right player at the right time. Reports from NHL insiders Elliot Friedman and David Pagnotta say the Canadiens are willing to be aggressive if the right opportunity appears. That does not mean Montreal will make a trade just for the sake of making one. Hughes has built a reputation for staying calm and avoiding risky moves that could hurt the team's future. Instead, he wants to add a player who fits the Canadiens' long-term plan. If another team makes a talented forward available, Montreal is reportedly prepared to pay a higher price, but only if the player can help the team for many seasons. As the offseason continues, the Canadiens are in a much stronger position than they were just a few years ago. The team has added young talent through the NHL draft, developed promising players, and made smart trades that have improved the roster. Now, the focus has shifted from rebuilding to becoming a serious playoff contender. That is why the search for another top six forward has become so important. One more skilled player could give Montreal better balance, more scoring depth, and stronger support for its young stars throughout the long NHL season. Another reason this story has gained so much attention is Kent Hughes' reputation around the league. He is known for staying patient and waiting for the right opportunity instead of making emotional decisions. If a trade does happen, it is expected to be one that fits the Canadiens' long-term plans rather than a move made just to create headlines. Reports suggest Montreal is willing to pay a premium for the right player, but that does not mean the team will give away its best young prospects or future draft picks without careful thought. Hughes wants a deal that helps the Canadiens now, while also protecting the club's future. Of course, finding the right top six forward is not easy. Many NHL teams are looking for scoring talent, and players who can consistently produce offense are always in high demand. That means the Canadiens could face strong competition if a proven forward becomes available. Other general managers know Montreal has valuable prospects and draft assets, so trade discussions may become more difficult as negotiations continue. Hughes will need to decide whether the price is worth paying or whether waiting for another opportunity is the smarter choice. For now, no trade has been completed, and the Canadiens have not confirmed any specific player they are targeting. Much of the current excitement comes from reports by respected NHL insiders who believe Montreal is still exploring the market. That is an important difference because rumors and trade discussions happen throughout every offseason, but only a few of them actually lead to completed deals. Fans should expect more speculation as training camp gets closer, especially if other teams decide to make players available through trade. One thing is clear, the Canadiens are not standing still. Kent Hughes appears determined to keep improving his team until he believes the roster is ready to compete at the highest level. Whether that final piece arrives before training camp during the season or not at all, Montreal has shown that it is committed to building a team capable of winning for years to come. The next few weeks could be some of the most important of the Canadiens' offseason, and every hockey fan will be watching to see if Kent Hughes makes the move that changes everything.
Demidov avoided the check. Demidov. Look out, gave it away right on the tape of Pinto. And I think a cross-checking call behind the play.
I think it's going to be a slash.
A slash, sorry. It's going against Ottawa, and Nick Cousins can't believe it. And he'll go for 2 or less.
This has been a parade to the box for Nick Cousins, unfortunately. He's going to take a little slash of Demidov into the hand here. So here's the turnover right here, the middle of the ice, and then there's a chop right on the wrist of Demidov.
A rookie star's night ended in pain. Ivan Demidov, slashed down by Nick Cousins, left the ice holding his wrist. The hit didn't just stop the play, it started something bigger. Nick Cousins delivered a two-handed slash right across Demidov's wrist. The Canadiens rookie tried to skate off, but the pain forced him out. He was removed from the game. Before the hit, Demidov was having a strong night. He had already collected 2 assists in the game. He pushed the play against Ottawa's defense and kept creating scoring chances. His skating and passing showed why fans are so excited about him. But after the slash, his night ended early. Head coach Martin St. Louis was asked for an update right after the game. He said, "Not right now. He's still being evaluated, so not right now." That was the official word from the Canadiens bench. The team called the move by Cousins unnecessary. St. Louis added, "There's no need for that. It's an exhibition game. I don't think there's any need for that in the game." Nick Cousins delivered the chop late in the game. This was after a string of rough moments between the two teams. Reports suggest Cousins may have been retaliating after Arbor Shekaj of Montreal had been ejected earlier. Fans were quick to react. Online, they described the slash as cowardly. Analysts said the Department of Player Safety is likely to review the play. That means Cousins could face discipline before the regular season begins. Ivan Demidov's health became the biggest focus of the night. Reports later confirmed he avoided serious injury. Elliot Friedman shared on X, "Don't believe there's any long-term injury concern for Demidov after the slash he took last night." This was seen as good news for Montreal, especially with the season opener scheduled for October 8th against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Canadiens have already decided to be cautious. Demidov may sit out the next preseason game. This is to give him time to rest and recover. Alexandre Carrier also stated that none of the Canadiens players had serious injuries coming out of the game. That includes Demidov. Even with the incident, the Canadiens won the game 5-0. The score was one-sided, but the conversation after the final horn centered only on Demidov's injury. Before leaving, Demidov had shown the skill that made him a top draft pick. He helped set up goals. He pressured defenders. He drew coverage every time he carried the puck. His play stood out until the slash ended his night. The Canadiens organization is now focused on 2 things: his health and the league's decision on Cousins. The NHL has not yet released an official statement, but based on past cases, a review by the Department of Player Safety could come within days. The slash happened as Montreal and Ottawa played in Quebec City. The game drew attention because of the rising rivalry between the two clubs. This preseason meeting continued that trend. Demidov's injury scare raises larger questions for the league about how much physical play is allowed in preseason games. Martin St. Louis made his position clear. He stated again that there was no need for that type of slash in an exhibition setting. His words echoed through the post-game press conference. The Canadiens are expected to update Demidov's status as soon as team doctors finish their checks. For now, the official word is precaution. They do not want to risk a setback for one of their most important young players. The Canadiens, despite the slash, showed strength in the rest of the game. They scored 5 unanswered goals. The situation will now move into league offices. The NHL will study the slash and determine if Cousins faces a fine or suspension. The video review will play a role in that outcome. If discipline comes, it will likely be announced before the Senators' next preseason game. For Montreal, all eyes remain on Demidov. His arrival in the NHL has been highly anticipated. He has been labeled as one of the top prospects of his draft class. In his short time with the Canadiens, he has already impressed fans and coaches. That is why the slash drew so much attention. It was not just about one player getting hit, it was about the future of the franchise taking a dangerous shot in a preseason setting. Elliot Friedman's update eased some fears. His words were direct: "No long-term injury concern." That statement provided the most clarity yet. It pointed to Demidov returning soon, perhaps in time for the season opener. Still, the Canadiens are not rushing. They are expected to sit him at least one game to make sure he is fully ready. The rivalry between Montreal and Ottawa has often included physical clashes. This game continued that storyline. The final score was lopsided, but the real headline became the slash, the injury scare, and the possible fallout for Nick Cousins. As of today, Demidov is being monitored daily. Reports say he is not expected to miss extended time. The Canadiens are waiting for further medical reports. The slash is being reviewed by the league. Fans and media continue to follow closely. This was not just another preseason game. It was a night when a young star was slashed hard, left the ice in pain, and sparked a wave of reaction across hockey.
Ivan Demidov just turned a rookie showcase into something no one saw coming. The Bell Center crowd watched in awe as the 19-year-old forward pulled off plays that left the arena shaking. It wasn't only the goal, and it wasn't only the passes. What happened on that ice has people wondering how far this story will go.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny.
I'm not speaking about the ending result, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, for sure. Result is bad, though. Game was fun.
How did you feel on the ice?
Feels good.
What did you like about your game?
Yeah, sure. It's first game after the summer.
Yeah.
Ivan Demidov is the 19-year-old Russian forward and a rookie in the Canadiens organization. He was the 5th overall pick in the 2024 NHL draft. His name carried weight in Canada and in Russia before this game. That weight grew even heavier after this showcase with the Jets prospects at the Bell Center. The arena was nearly sold out. Fans waited months to see the Canadiens prospects play. When Demidov touched the puck, the crowd stood or leaned forward. Every time he moved, there was excitement. When he made a pass or took a shot, there were applause. In the game, Demidov set up line mates Florian Checkage and Oliver Kapanen for goals. He then scored a goal of his own that many called highlight reel worthy. He made plays in every period. He was especially strong in the third period. Checkage said, "The crowd's insane when Demidov has the puck." Laval Rocket head coach Pascal Vincent said, "He was responsible for the majority of them." Speaking of chances to score, he said that what Demidov does on the ice isn't luck. He's a guy who's worked on his game. Demidov's skill in the KHL also drew attention. This game was called a rookie showdown. It featured Canadiens prospects and Winnipeg Jets prospects. The stakes were lower than regular season, but the moment mattered for young players trying to show what they can do. Demidov used the moment well. In total, Demidov recorded a goal and an assist in this game. His assist came from setting up his teammates. His goal came after driving toward the net and finishing with control. He made plays that required speed, puck control, and vision. Every time he got the puck, the crowd responded. They chanted his name. The atmosphere grew louder with each shift. Those reactions came earlier when he played for SKA and when he signed with Montreal. But last night, those reactions were louder than before. Coach Pascal Vincent said for a coach, it is fun to have a player who can make the difference on every shift. Vincent added that Demidov is still young and will continue to improve. Earlier in his career, Demidov had notable moments. In the NHL, he scored his first goal in his first career game. He also had an assist in that same game. In his time with SKA St. Petersburg, he set records for under 20 players. The Manitoba Jets prospects game is a chance for players to prove themselves. Demidov's performance may affect how coaches use him this season. It may influence how often he plays, in what situations, and in which lineup spots. Demidov's pace in the third period stood out. He used speed to beat defenders. He used puck control to avoid losing it in tight spaces. He pushed play into the offensive zone. He forced the Jets prospects to respond. The highlight goal came after he broke in on a breakaway chance. He collected the puck, carried it in, and made the move that beat the goalie. He also made many plays that led to scoring chances, even when he did not get the puck himself. Demidov's presence drew comparisons. People compared the crowd's reaction to what they see for established stars. The buzz around his name came because of how often the crowd reacted when he had the puck. The article noted that fans from all over the city and beyond were paying attention. Some were calling friends to ask if he was going to play. Montreal's Bell Center has history. It has hosted many great Canadiens games. The mood in that building last night reminded many of those big moments. Demidov's shifts added to that feeling. The lights, the crowd, and the sound made the atmosphere feel important. Their goals came from passes he made that opened space. He created those passes under pressure. He made plays while being checked. He found openings. He moved the puck quickly. He moved ahead of defenders. The Rookie Showdown label means this game is about the future of the Canadiens. Demidov is seen by many as a key piece of that future. His performance may shape how the club views its prospect pipeline. Demidov's improvement from prior seasons was noted in the article. It said his recent play in the KHL and his arrival in Montreal last spring showed proof of skill. Skills he used last night with the Jets prospects. Coach Vincent said Demidov's contributions were many. He was responsible for the majority of them, referring to scoring chances. Every shift Demidov took had purpose. He moved with speed. He drove to the net. He passed when needed. He took shots. He built plays. He can impact special teams, even though this was a prospects game. The showing against the Jets prospects adds to Demidov's early NHL resume. It joins his first NHL goal game. It joins the seasons in the KHL. It joins his rookie start last spring. Montreal Canadiens fans will likely remember this game. The name Ivan Demidov trended on social media. Clips of his goal and assists circulated online. Many analysts highlighted his name in recaps. Demidov's age, 19 years, makes this performance more notable. For a player so young, recording both a goal